Over the last week or so, this area that we're driving through, Rahamat Trace in the Woodland area, the only way you could have accessed this area was either by a boat or sitting in a tree like we are doing right now. That is how bad it was. It was literally like looking and staring at the ocean. It was just water for miles upon miles upon miles, and you're looking at it now, the situation, and people are grappling with with what has happened over the last week. They're still trying to come to terms with the terrible flooding. It has been like a sea of pain and a sea of hurt and a sea of anguish and everything negative when they look at just water upon water, just taking away everything that they owned. We are doing our part here in collaboration with the Maritime Financial Group to bring some relief, to those who were badly affected by the terrible rainfall and, of course, the subsequent flooding that took place over the last week. So this is just one area, and coming up next, you're going to hear from several families who are in recovery mode in relation to the flooding. Which house do you live in, sir? So as you can see, all of his appliances are outside. What's your name, sir?
Kamal Hussein.
All right. How have things been? I mean, how have you been recovering over the last week?
But it was very bad with the flood and so on. But we wasn't getting plenty visit from the government and so on. We're getting plenty help from the people the volunteers now. And
so I'm looking here like you lost a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah,
you lost
water. Yeah. That water all here about 3 feet inside my house, and I thought about 2 feet outside here because my inside the house lower. Yeah, all these
beds, everything. This is the fridge. Wow, and this fridge, that's not an old fridge.
No, it's new, fairly new, yeah. All that's gone. They have a washing machine, they have TV stand, everything. Lot of things. Yeah. My living room set and all, because we wasn't expecting water to rise so fast from the last time. And when we get up in the morning, everything is in water. Yeah. Yeah, come here.
So what are some of the in terms of getting back on your feet? What are some of the things that you need right now?
Well, what happened? We waiting. Well, to have people passing with food and a little basic supply to clean up and cleaning and so on. Right. But we just waiting help from the regional corporation now to come and see what the damages are.
So I guess you have to put everything outside so they know exactly what was damaged, so they can assess properly.
Yeah.
All right, understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll get you back to what you have to do until then. You have to start. I know it's been a week of ordeal. How are you doing, sir? How have you been recovering? How has the recovery been over the last week?
Well, we're trying to recover as much as possible. With the help of the Lord,
All things are possible. Thank you, man.
I live in the back there.
Oh, you live there? Oh, you live there?
Yeah.
All right. And how bad was it for you, though?
They're devastated. I sickly now. I suffered a sleepless. Because lately I had complication of breathing and so on, I think with the pollution of the...
So you can't, so that you cannot stay there right now? So where are you staying?
I did with my brother here. We sleep a couple of days.
My brother here?
Yeah, we sleep a couple days fast going by with the flood, with the sleep on the back of the van. And my brother sleep inside the van. Yeah. And only last night, because how we them girl near view and them clean up inside. And so we get a good rest last night. We put the mattresses on and...
Well, I'm glad to know that because you could have been washed away there. All right, a pleasant good morning. We are here with one of the residents that have been affected by the terrible flooding that took place over the last few days, not just in the Woodland area or the San Francisco area, but throughout Trinidad and Tobago. But South, as you know, was badly affected. Can you please tell us your name, please?
Sita Budu.
All right. Ms. Budu, walk us through the events that took place from Wednesday last when we had all this terrible rainfall and what exactly happened to your home.
Well, basically, the rain started normal, and then the breeze started. And, it's just me and my kids and husband was inside, and the breeze really started, and our wall just collapsed. So our first thing was to just secure the kids first. And the entire downstairs was flooded. The beds, everything was wet. My kids lost a lot of stuff, but at least everybody's safe. No one actually came to us, They were more focused on down the road area. So basically, it's just, I would say San Francisco Press is the only person that's actually helping me right now. So I lost a lot of stuff. My house is totally damaged. We try to fix up like 2 rooms where I reside right now with my husband and 4 kids. And it's hard, but at least everybody's safe. So that's the positive thing about it.
Your children attend the school?
Actually, my daughter is in standard 5 here. I have 3 others.
So now I was speaking to Mr. Sami, the chairman of the corporation, and he defended and he really sympathized with yourself like others who are living along the riverbank, stating that those who have been making negative statements about it, but was making the point that many people are forced to live in these areas because, again, they don't have access to land to buy or to housing or nothing like that. So in many times it's a case whereby, what choice do I have? Looking at everything now, if you had the opportunity, or if you have rather the opportunity to leave and go elsewhere, would you?
No, but that's the thing. Where I live, it's a colony development, so it's in a development, and people just think that we just living on the riverbank. We're not exactly on the riverbank because that land was developed for colony workers. My husband is a former colony worker, but we applied there through land settlement, and we're actually waiting for the certificate of comfort right now. We went to get approval to start building and everything, and basically what they're telling us, the colony workers get permission to start building. We didn't get permission, but I fall in the development. So I mean, at least someone could at least come and see what's going on. Forget about me and my husband, but I have 4 kids, And I mean, my kids with school right now, my 2 boys home an entire week. Today's the first day after this entire thing happened that I brought my daughter to school and she's in standard 5.
Now, you see why it's important to see things through the eyes of those who are going through the suffering, and sometimes not through our own eyes, because we can actually self-inflict blindness upon ourselves when we do things like that. Because now you're hearing, and this is why Mr. Sami made that point. Apart from those who are forced onto, it has some circumstances where you don't even know what's going on, as she would have indicated today. And, so therefore maybe something within the development needs to be looked at. And that's a bigger issue by itself. So what are some of the kind of help you would need right now in terms of getting back on your feet? I know you mentioned some, but what else would you need?
Well, basically what happened is that they actually put lines to get electricity. Now, my kids, I do a little vegetable business out on the main road. My husband is a driver for SM Jalil. Now, I still get up and try to do something because we do gardening also. I have a 3-year-old. I cannot go and work outside with him, so I decided to do that. We purchased a generator. We purchased a water pump. Everything just went. Everything spoiled with the flood. I actually took the generator to see if we could get it fixed. What they said, the amount of water went into that, and I paid $15,000 for it. And went to TNTech to see if I could get current, and they given me a sort of run around.
What's the issue with electricity though? What's the keepback? Since it's a developed land, what is the issue with electricity? Why has that been taking so long?
Well, basically, I spoke to one of the guys in TNTech, and they were just supposed to come and survey the house and stuff to see if they could wire the house. Now, seeing that all this damage happened with the house, we would not be able to get electricity in the house because the entire house, it's damaged. The portion that I live in right now, which is 2 rooms, I'm sharing with my husband and 4 kids. I don't know if they're going to approve it or what they're going to do. I'm not so much concerned with the electricity. Mostly, we needed pipeline water, which I don't get. We tote water with a van. Sometimes I put containers in my car and I tote water to carry home for my kids. But I would say mostly I need a little assistance in rebuilding back the house. I mean, I'm not looking for appliances and all them things. That's just material thing. I just want somewhere for my kids to be comfortable. Yeah. Basically,
it was a wooden structure?
It was. Yeah, wooden structure. We wanted to start to do concrete and stuff, but basically when we went to Caroni, they said we have to wait because we don't fall under, with the Caroni workers, we fall under land settlement.
That's the thing, and the LSA, I mean, I don't know what arrangements are being made at this time, but if these lands are being provided for citizens, and therefore the basic amenities must be put in place in providing, ensuring when you're placing people there, you don't place them in a vacuum. And I was saying yesterday to someone where you get sucked in literally by the elements, right? So I would say to the officials at B, LSA, the various ministries, where these lands have been provided, ensure that the basic amenities are there to ensure that when these things happen, this level of discomfort, So I want to thank you very much. What we're going to do, we'll be collaborating with Maritime to lend some assistance whatever we can, and we're going to of course highlight what's happening with you and many others, what assistance we can get on to you. All right?
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much.
So on behalf of the Maritime Financial Group and more so the South Regional Center, We know this cannot bring back your home, but we hope that this little token could at least help you as it relates to your cleaning, as it relates to your probably tonight's meal. But we really, we empathize with you, and we want to tell you that whatever we could do again to help you, please feel free to reach out to us. Yeah? So this is yours. No problem. It's a little bit heavy, so probably you could roll under this. We have some other things to do in and around the area, so we hope that this could, go a little bit.
All right, so we're here with the Assistant Regional Manager of Maritime, Mr. Bash, and I want to thank Maritime once again for joining ECT and The Voice on this. This is the second time in just a few months that we have been literally threading through waters, as they say, to assist those in need. I want to thank, first of all, what was Maritime's first response when you saw what's been happening over the last few days? Because, this is something I know that's very synonymous with the vision of Maritime. It's not the first time. So what was your initial response or initial, what did you all decide to do when this happened last few days ago?
Well, initially, we were very disturbed seeing all the reports and hearing of all the devastation. And so our regional manager, Mr. Badalu, he got in contact with me, as well as we involved our CEO. So we immediately got correspondence from head office that we are going to respond. And through our supermarket, Food Giant, they immediately authorized some hampers to be distributed to the various branches. So today, it came down yesterday, so today we are here on a distribution drive to make sure that we get to the most affected and really assist them as much as we can.
In comparing the passage of Tropical Storm Brett and this situation here, do you think the public underestimated what was happening over the last few days? Because there seemed to be this perception by many that it was not as bad until they actually saw the visuals on social media or the various reports. Do you think that was the key to underestimate what was going on?
I think so. I think it was, severely underestimated because the last flood, we went to Barrackpore and we went to Penal as well. But I think seeing the devastation here, it really was much worse than the last Tropical Storm Brett.
What you saw, what are some of the immediate needs? It's almost been a week?
Yeah.
A week more or less since it happened. It's actually exactly 1 week. What are some of the immediate needs still of many of those who you all have assisted already?
Well, the thing is, with regards to what people may need, it will be the basic amenities. But then also you have the inconvenience of not having a stove, not having a fridge, not having proper bathroom facilities. So, some people are extremely devastated, and it has caused mayhem. To assist as little as we can, we will try. But I think also with regards to ODPM and ministry help and those things, I think, a lot more attention needs to be placed here.
I think what's also imperative at this point to mention, and this is where the corporate sector must complement Maritime again, and even others who have been lending support, is that, at the end of the day, we need to come together and help others weather the storm, no pun intended, because that is what we've encountered. It's a storm, and we can't run from it. We have to go through it in order to actually conquer it. So I really want to encourage everyone to come on board, no matter what section, whether small or big. Every drop in the bucket counts, and we'll fill it. So I want to thank you once again. This is just the beginning of our distribution. We're starting off at this point from the San Francisco Presbyterian School, because they have been assisting quite a lot with some of the relief efforts within this part of the vineyard, as they say, as we continue to work for the people. So I'm going to speak now to the principal of the. She seems shy. Don't worry. We are not discussing anything political. So have no fear. You can breathe easy. Right, good. Yeah. Tell us, right, first of all, what is your name? Get your name, full name, please.
Okay, I'm Irma Lal, principal of the San Francisco Presbyterian School.
And you are the PTA president. What's your name?
Margaret Dulal.
All right. First of all, right. How did you get involved in this humanitarian effort?
Because I'm a villager, I'm here, I'm living in the community, and I have been on the ground from day one, and we have been trying to help the students. And most of the students from our school have been affected. So we saw the need, together with the president, to go out there on the ground and to assist with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and food hampers.
If you can recall, what would you say would be the worst case you've seen thus far? Or maybe, I know that might be a tall order, I'm sure there are more than one, but I'm sure there's always that one that will kind of resonate and stick with you during your dreams and while you try to sleep at night. Which one would that be? Maybe you could answer that.
Well, I won't say it's one because, so I really can't pinpoint one, because I came out on Saturday when the water rose throughout the night, the residents down here did not expect that the water, from what we're hearing from them, is that they wasn't expecting the water to rise so quickly. So they salvaged as much as they could, right? I have a friend living in Rahama Trace there, and we went down on Saturday in all of that water, my husband and I, to see what it was like. And it was really horrible. His kitchen was flooded up to the cupboards were in water. His bedroom, his cupboards, everything was destroyed. He saved as much as he could, but there was only so much he could do. And it was not only there in that street. There were some other residents there that their house they had left because they had nowhere, they couldn't stay, right? I mean, some people stayed in their homes because just for safety, to safeguard their, what little they still have remained. But on the main road, that's just that street. On the main road, the water was really, really bad. It was bad. Coming to certain stretches, people were just marooned. They did a lot of loss. A lot of loss took place. A lot of loss. So I can't just say one, as I said. It's hard to say one. Yeah.
And I guess the impact would be different based on the household and based on where they live.
Some people have upstairs houses. Some have flat houses. So of course, the flat house is going to get more damage than the ones that could still go upstairs, right? But as I must say that, people came out and they supported. And I, as a citizen, I was really glad to see that. And I hope that, as citizens of this country, we don't only wait for a disaster. You do it all, you do it all the time. It's a humanitarian job. Don't ever feel that you can't do anything to help.
I always say that sometimes when these things happen, it is God's way of testing our heart. To see how we will respond. We have a tendency to react to everything, but not necessarily respond. And responding is a spiritual thing. And I think, people heart really showed in this particular season here, and they responded. For those who reacted, well, God be with you, right? But I want to compliment those who have responded to the call, including yourself, the school. Thank you very much to Maritime once again. Thank you always. So what we're going to do this time, we're going to start making our rounds. We have some more interviews to do, and we are calling on the public, as we work alongside Maritime, to assist in whatever we can. It's not just about appliances, but even building material as well, because as you heard earlier on, someone's entire home more or less has been lost. So it's looking for a myriad of things, supplies to assist these families. All right, so let's go. So I'm here with another resident. This is more Woodland here. This is same San Francisco. Huh?
This is Pluck Road.
Right. So there's a song called "Sea of Forgetfulness." And right now, this lady with her family and two other families in this area will really want to forget what happened in the last couple of days, because where we're walking right now was literally like a sea. I kid you not. From the reports we've been hearing and even looking at the watermark in some areas, you had to swim to get out. This is no joke. What's your full name, please? What's your name?
Matisi Prasad.
Tell us about the ordeal, like not just your family, but there are 3 families, you said?
Yeah.
Tell us about the ordeal that you all have suffered over the last few days due to the intense rainfall and, of course, the subsequent flooding. Take your time. Because I know you want to forget. I know that.
Well, due to the rainfall, it have all the water came and just we had up till here.
Up to
Rain.
here?
Yes, up till here.
Up to here.
Right?
It's gonna shut down, if you understand.
Yeah, it had up till here.
Wow.
Right? That is why we had also walk through. Kids couldn't go to school. Nobody couldn't go to work. Nothing was to be done. We had just to wait until the water go for itself. And rainfall, well, we get one inside the house wet, both sides, back and front. So it's like the whole house wet. We couldn't do nothing. What we could have helped save, we saved. What we can't help, well, my husband wasn't there to help us, but what we could have done, we done it. And that, it's just plenty of water came right through.
And what I heard from the principal of the same San Francisco Presbyterian School, this is, if you just get a shot here, Josh, this is just a drop in the bucket of the distance that they have to walk to get to school. Because when they break this corner, and Jazz will have gotten a shot, we'll show you another angle as well. They have to then walk out the road, which is not really a road per se, that's another issue. So you're looking at probably like about a 15-minute walk thereabout just to get out the road. Yeah, so they were marooned, more or less.
Exactly 15 minutes to walk. Exactly 15 minutes from here to out the road to walk to get them out.
Was on point. All right.
Yeah.
So we have 3 families, you said. 3 families. So you live at the yellow house there. Let's just get that shot. That's the yellow house there, right? And look at that. And now her house is still on a bit of a lift, and you were still up to water. So just imagine the families here, which are on the lower level. All right. So we are here from ACT and The Voice. We're collaborating with Maritime. As you know, they gave some food supplies. They were going to use the opportunity to call on all corporate citizens, social, everyone, civil societies to assist wherever we can. So who is Good afternoon. How are you? So I won't keep you too long. So I heard water was all up to here. Tell us about what she gave us. She gave us her experience. Tell us about yours, because you're still on a lower level, so you would have actually got it worse.
Yeah.
What exactly happened over the last few days? The last week, rather?
Well, we couldn't come out the house. We had us to stay. And it had water till we knee. When we walk out the road, till right
You
there.
able to walk out the road?
No.
You know, afterwards, right?
Yeah. All here had water.
What's the losses like? What did you all lose? Tell us about the losses. I think that's what I want the public to be aware of. Anything that you lost? Anything? What do you lose? Washing machine. What else again? Take your time.
Just the washing machine and
Washing machine and fridge. And that is
What about in terms of like sleeping in beds and so forth?
yeah, well, we had the bed there, and them sleep on the flat. Now everything wet up.
Alright, so
Because
now-
what's
so
the
they-
roof? You see at the roof?
So there's one family here, and there's one family here. All right. Okay, understood.
Okay.
Did you all lose any? Do you all raise animals and so forth? You all lost any animals?
No. No, we stopped minding animal. No, we stopped minding animal. But we had ducks and things, but nothing really happened with the ducks because the water ran down. And the ducks can't have so many water.
All right. Now, one thing I realize, the area is not that developed. Have you all been making any sort of petition, let's say, to your local representative or the MP or even to LSA to see what assistance can be given to develop the road, electricity? I'm not sure. What are some of the
He
amenities?
just come and he just look at the place and he never tell anything. He just walk in and walk out.
Any promises from me? Anything that
No,
you try to do?
no. He no promise to do anything.
So as I said, what we're doing right now, we are going to be highlighting the stories to bring forth some awareness of what you all went through. I gather your children as well would have lost everything.
Well, some of the clothes, the school stuff, well, box, pencils, stationery stuff.
I know the school has been assisting as well.
Yes, they are.
I want to thank you all very much for your time, and for your son. The principal is here, so I want to thank her as she's here for all your assistance. They've mentioned how much the school has helped them over the past week, and again we're calling on all citizens to see how best you can assist from wherever you are, because I know it's not just the Woodland and the San Francisco area, but in different parts of TNT, Moruga, Mayaro, Sandy Grande, a lot of areas were badly hit. But of course, we are in the southern region, ACTN, so we are going to highlight the cases as much as we can in this area. So we thank you very much for your time, and we're going to keep you in our prayers. Thank you very much. All right. One of the challenges that that was mentioned to me a short while ago is that when the flood waters were pretty high, and again, this is where now you have, of course, those who have been making negative statements about those who are living in areas that are not developed, or those who may be squatting, as the case may be. But as Mr. Alan Sami had stated, many people have been forced into these situations because of the fact that they just don't have a choice in the matter. Now, what you found was that in this case, you have no proper roadway, per se, or road access, and what have many trucks that were willing to bring supplies to assist with the relief efforts didn't know where road end and where water began, right? So you found that they had to just turn around, and many of the relief efforts or relief items did not come to the relative location. So I'm just saying that we need to be a bit more humanitarian in our approaches and understand that in many instances where you find families living in these situations, it's not the case that this was their first option. For many of them, it was their last option, right? And that being said, that these issues must be addressed. I call on the LSC and every other organization to see how best you can assist, not just these families, because not just in South Trinidad people, it's all over. We have this problem, all right? All right, so we're still in the Woodland area, and right now there are some animals that have found, well, given a new home. Because of the flooding in the Woodland area, this house was also affected, whereby the water levels were almost, less than the last home, up to chest level. The animals at this home had to be rescued, and right now where the family would have, of course, relaxed on an evening, the goats have now, it's now their home. Yeah. As you can see. And clearly they're still visibly afraid. I don't blame them. Let's meet with the owner of the home at this time. Good afternoon. Well, I see the goat has a new home. Tell us, I mean, I'm hearing the same story in about various houses in this area, that the water level was all up like chest level.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience, and based on what I'm seeing here with your animals.
Well, it's first time I live in here more than 40 years. And it's the first time I ever come to this experience with this water problem. And it's the drain causing it a lot too, because the water from the drain seeping and coming under the house. Look right now if you watch, you go see the water seeping and coming under the house. Yeah. Every day I had to sweep water from here, you know. Every day, as God make a blessed day.
And the more the water undermines the foundation, as we know, it is going to cause it to crack. Yeah.
It's cracking, right through it cracking. So there's nothing we could do. You go report, nobody doing nothing.
What has, now you said 40 years you've been living here.
Yeah.
What sort of extensive work has been done in terms of drainage and dealing with the water courses and even illegal dumping? I mean, because I know this area, there's a lot of drainage issues.
The water running and coming under my house. It's seeping and coming under my house. We go and my husband went and reported several times to the corporation. Nobody come. They say they're going to fix the problem. Nobody fixing the problem. So we can't do anything. What we could do? Just sit down and watch and wait.
What were some of the losses that you incurred?
Well, I think a fridge and a space saver. I think that is all, you know.
Thank God. I know some people lost a whole lot more.
No.
And you have the upstairs. Well, I know it's an upstairs and downstairs, so those who were downstairs.
Yeah. So I said, well, there's nothing we could do. I mean, you can't claim for what you do lost.
No.
That is not fair. That's true. If you want to claim, you claim for what you lose.
What sort of message you want to send to the authorities again? Because I know this is not new. We have friends living in the Woodland area, and it's been year after year, and not just Woodland, but there are many areas where drainage continues to be a major problem.
The drainage is all the problem. If they come and solve that drain, all the problems solved. If the corporation from Siparia come and, or whoever it is, come and fix back the drain, then the problem will solve. But if they don't fix that drain, the problem cannot solve, because the water seeping and coming under my house and damaging the house. It's cracking, so there's nothing you could do.
And also we have to be very mindful, and we discussed this as well, in terms of when certain things are being done and water courses are being shifted, the water will reclaim the land. And this is where the corporation needs to come in and ensure that innocent residents are not affected by the action of others, and that's the key.
Anything here, they're not doing anything. I fed up.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and we are grateful that you did not lose as much as some may have. And we're keeping our prayers, and we're going to continue to highlight these cases.
People lose all their appliances. All. It's true. Well, what I could have put on height, I put, and what I couldn't put, that is what lost.
Well, I'm glad most was saved. I'm glad yes, goat have a... Oh my God. Well, I say thank God, because just as God loves us, He loves the animals too. It's all His. This man next to me here is a celebrity, you know. If you all okay, we call him a picture on Facebook right now, circulating a man in a boat. You will swear he in the lake or the river, some river away.
House.
The man was in his yard, by his house. There's the boat. There's the man.
El bote, hermano.
What's your name, sir?
Local name Tommy, or not Divine Ramlal.
Tommy.
Yeah.
All right. Divine Ramlal, Tommy.
Right.
Good.
Elias.
I mean, you know, the joy of the Lord is your strength. And I mean, you had to really, you know, thank God for life. That you are here. But tell us about the experience. People would have just seen the picture, and they say a picture tells 1,000 words, but you probably have more than 1,000 words as to what you probably went through.
Really explain that problem, they could take me about a month.
Well, here, give us an
But I will try to do it in the shortest possible time.
Since Wednesday last week, how did everything happen?
Well, the riverbank overflow itself, plus the excessive rainfall, and
where were you when it happened? Where were you? Were you home? Were you
No, I was home trying to lift up whatever I could save now. And well, it couldn't save because as I raise here and go there, it come back up here again, so I continue raising for the whole night. Until I can't go no more.
What would you say, if you can average in terms of the time frame, how much minutes or to say that to see the water actually engulf your home? Like how they take just a matter of minutes or an hour?
Well, let me say in about half hour, 1 hour time, you have to move again. So fast, so rapidly it's coming.
And you live here by yourself or with your family?
Yeah, with my family.
All right. So in terms of the boat, when did you realize that? Listen, family, loved ones, we had to use the boat. When did you realize that? And when did you make that call?
Well, that is about 12 to 1 in the night.
Okay, that was like Thursday morning.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you tied the boat.
Yeah.
And you came in.
And get in and make myself happy.
Where were the rest of your family at this?
Well, I had to post them by the mother.
Man say post them.
because they can't take the water now. Right. So I had to send them by the mother and whatever.
I like the word send. Man say post, but so like. No, I'm really. So are they back home now?
No, not yet.
What were some of the losses that you incurred as a result of the flooding?
Boy, nameless things, boy.
You name them for me.
Well, fridge, TV, look the TV outside there. Plus a set of boat parts, clothes, couch, fan, pot, plate. What I could have saved, I saved, but what could I have to go.
And you're a fisherman by trade?
Yeah, since 1962.
All right. In terms of the boat, any damage to the boat at all?
Not really.
So in terms of your trade now, I mean, you would have lost some of some of what you were doing in terms of equipment and so forth.
Yeah.
Have you? So things have just been kind of down for you.
Yeah. Right down.
If you let's say give a figure in terms of what you lost in terms of your trade, what would you say that figure would be?
Well, I don't want to be ridiculous with people. I would say about $50,000 to $60,000. Yeah. Look, I still have some of the parts inside there. We get water and rusting, and but I will keep if people are to come and see, let's see what is No, I'm not lying.
Because we're here to really collaborate with Maritime to highlight and, bring some relief, but also see how best we can get corporate TNT to assist or civil TNT to assist as well. To help you get, not just you, but you and your family get back on your feet. All right, so thank you very much for your time.
Nice, man.
We'll get your information from the PTA president. When I come, sure they have your contact, and we'll keep in contact with you. All right. So thank you. And so get autograph. Can I get your autograph? You're a celebrity now.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, I'll take it just now. All right.
We don't make things problem, man.
You can't afford to. Thank you, man.
We have to live with love.
Amen. All right, so right now it's a speaker box noise. Right now, these speaker box silent. They cannot say nothing. Everything destroyed. Clear you into music, I gather. Right, so tell us about your loss. So this is just the house.
Music, my stove, and my couch set. And all my places, me have no sponsor. My old man and my father is sick. He's a pensioner. He have nothing right now. No coverlet, nothing to cover right now. And look at my car and all down here. All my goods are selling in the market. You understand? Look inside the room right now, full of everything with wet up and soak. All my carpet.
Let's go walk inside. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Let's go. Wow. Well, it's too dark for us to notice, but
all my music. Everything soak up. Everything soak up inside. Everything soak up.
What has the response been like over the last week in terms of getting you back on your feet?
But Abdul, a real loss is a loss. Me have money to buy back none of them thing. You can have losses I lost. The real losses I lost. You can have money. Me again no help right now. No help me again. Everybody passing with all kind of thing and I give you no help because my father live in the back here. You understand? He get no help from nobody. Nobody are coming. Everybody passing and going to the house with the closest by. You understand? Because I'm coming in the back here to help the man raise his pension. He can't come up from here. You understand? 20 places, so you understand? Everybody passing so straight in the back here because they're only looking for the frontline people. You understand? Look all my music. What kind of money I have to spend to get them? What's us having inside right now? Pack up a whole bag of pepper. Value $1,500. Where can I get back that money? I can't get back that money.
I know there was some provisions being made for farmers. I'm not sure how things are going on stream with that, but I know that is something that's being worked on. Right? I mean, this is the first time you've experienced flooding like this, because I know he has a situation with flooding in the past because of poor drainage.
I walk them a car to go in the market. I had to fix that now. That cost a lot of money. That whole thing in the cover, the whole bonnet, everything in the cover. Look, I can carry and show right now my new car inside, the whole half of all the push from my side. Where I pull out everything.
Both cars are you?
Yeah, the both cars. I can give me real trouble. Yeah.
What's your name?
I park by me higher there. And inside that car, when I get the money was so right inside that car. Yeah, my father live here. But just in my music and I talk about my father, you have here now. Okay.
So at this house, this resident had some unwelcomed visitors since last week, Wednesday. And I'm not talking about the human persuasion. We're referring to snakes, caimans, and a host of others I'm sure that she was not made aware of, thank God. Something you just don't need to know. But tell us about your experience since last week, Wednesday. It's been a week. It's been a week of hell literally? Well,
Well, it was terrifying because it was the first time for me to be in this situation. The past 11 years or so I've been living here, and it's not easy to get up in the morning and the first thing your foot could touch was water. You understand? It was terrifying. As soon as I see the water level started to raise, the only thing I could do was take my children and go by my mom. My husband and my 2 kids, we had to leave the house with everything. The most important thing was my kids and the well-being, because it had cockroaches, centipede, it had snakes, it had, name it. What you didn't see, well, what I didn't want to see. It was very, very disturbing and real terrifying.
and I want you to just take a look at this, sir. If the water level was this high here, which means your electrical supply would have been affected as well. So right now, this is somewhat of a hazard. Yeah, let's be real. It is somewhat of a hazard, because if water got to this point, and this is, which was working before, which means water would have entered, right? So again, you'll need to ensure to have this checked out as well, because you don't want to, as you say, no pun intended, jump from the frying pan into the fire. All right, so what are some of the losses that you would have incurred over the last 10 years?
Mattresses, couch. Well, what we raised is to, whoever passed in to see whatever they could do is to help us, you know. Everything was underwater, every single thing. Just as how it is dry, just so, for the past couple of days. You understand? Vinyl, everything.
When did you all move back home? Good afternoon, sir.
We moved back in about 3 days back.
3 days now?
Yeah.
All right, so for these 5 days.
Yeah, we got help from the CPEP, come and help us, whatever they could have do, because when we come back, we didn't have water. So we just basically pull out the vinyl and we wash down ourselves. We get regional come to and help us pull out some stuff from the back, like, you know, that we dumped. And they move and carry out all the rest of stuff. All my husband, musical, get soaked. The nets, like the nets and thing to the back, all the boats and thing. Yeah. The boat, whatever was in the boat, it floats out. We couldn't save it because the water level was too high in the river.
Speak in for a second, please. In terms of your losses, you spoke to one fisherman already. What kind of losses you incurred in terms of your trade?
Well, coolers, gas pan, net. That could be in the probably close to 10,000. Yeah.
That's a fair assessment, because I know these things are very expensive. I say right now we're collaborating Maritime to highlight the plight of some of the people in the area, Woodland and the penal area. So I'm grateful that your family was sick, because I heard about the unwelcome guests you all had. Yes. All these various pests and as the case may be. So I want to thank you for your time. What's your name again, please?
Dana Ganis.
Anil, yeah. Cola.
Well, that is expected. And the duck save. Right?
No, most of them went.
Hey, don't go. Stay here. We're going. Of course, I know there's always the risk, of course, of how the land in the back here, and of course the poor water course. Well, I shouldn't say the lack of development of the water courses. What's up?
The river bank. The one says they neglect that, the height of the bank. Remember, every time rain falls, the waters wash out, and it will get lower and lower. So eventually, water will be crossing. As it rains, it will be crossing. Yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
When a human being has a foreign object stuck in their throat, they try their best to cough it up and out because they can choke. This is also what happens when it floods. The waters cough up these foreign objects that's not supposed to be in our water courses. We are aware that the poor infrastructure as it relates to drainage is a major contributing factor, but so too is this. This is what we encountered in Woodland while bringing relief to those who were affected by the floods. An old refrigerator, a barrel, an oil container, all manner of plastic, and the list goes on and on and on. This is a common trend while making your way down the M2 Ring Road on the way to Woodland and San Francisco. It has been treated like a dump site for years, with many people taking advantage of the limited streetlights to dump their waste. For all those who are guilty of these acts, you are also responsible for the river of tears that have been flowing from the faces of those who have been affected by the floods. Amongst those tears were the tears of the loved ones of the man that drowned as a result of the flooding. Trinidad and Tobago, we need to start doing some serious introspection about our actions and understand what we are doing to our environment as well as our brothers and sisters. Or is it all that we are seeing are the colors red and yellow? It's a pity, because a rainbow has many colors, and God sent a rainbow to be a bridge over troubled waters. I guess we prefer to tear down the bridge.